Welcome and thank you for joining me on today's and this week's Tuesday tip at 2. It is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate. And listen, I'm here to talk about a fun topic today. I think for the next few episodes, I will be just going through some different home buying loan or grant programs. Okay. So, and I've talked about this before that there are great grant programs out there for first time home buyers or home buyers in general, if you qualify. And I'm going to spend the next few episodes just going through some basics of these particular programs. For some of them, I might do a two-part. For others, it might just be one, but I just want to keep you abreast of just some of the things I'm going to be talk about, in particular for you who, feel as though, oh, I don't have much money. I have some savings, but not a lot, or I have, or I have to get my credit right, or, my credit's kind of there, but not yet. I'm going to talk about these things so you can know what your options are. Okay. So today I'm going to be going through NACA, the home buying program. Okay. The great thing about NACA, number one, NACA stands for Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America. NACA has been around for a while now. I remember hearing about them way before I was interested in becoming a realtor, being a realtor. I heard about them years ago, and I was like, oh, okay. And I remember, kind of starting the process at the time. Did not follow through with it. I forgot why. It was a while ago. I forgot why, but at the time, I did not follow through with it. You should like this video. You should comment on this video, and you should share this video, and you should subscribe subscribe to this channel. Listen, if you're enjoying Tuesday Tips at 2 or whatever content that I'm putting out, please be sure to subscribe, push the notification button so that you can know when I'm going live, so you won't be tardy to the party like I am sometimes from time to time. But it's going to be 2 or in around that time frame that I go live for my Tuesday tips. So you will definitely want to get those notifications. But moving on, like I said, I heard about the NACA program myself, and kind of attempted it some years ago. Didn't follow through with it, but from the onset, it seems like a really great opportunity in service. Okay. So let's talk about it. Some people have heard about this program, some others have not. So let's break it all the way down. Okay. So the NACA program is a mortgage program. Okay. It is a mortgage program. It is currently backed by Bank of America, Okay. And the beauty in this program, is that there is no down payment, no closing costs, no fees, no requirement for perfect credit. Okay, so it is character based lending, and you can get below market interest rates. What? Yeah. So those are some of the benefits to this program, why so many people go through the program. It is always full, it is always booked to capacity for people trying to go through this process. I'll probably talk about this on my next video, but there are some pros and cons to the program, for some, for some people. And I'll probably do another video on that, and maybe briefly touch on it. But let's get started. So the NACA program, like I said, no down payments. What does that mean? I've talked about these things before. Of course, you need down payment. Your down payment has to do with your mortgage. Okay. So this is essentially 100% financing. Okay. 100% financing. You do not have to do a down payment. which FHA, you have to do 3.5% down, which gets charged to you on the back end, which would be your closing cost. And also with this program, no closing costs. So all those fees that come with buying a home, you're not paying that with this program. Okay. You are not paying that with this program, which will save you, closing costs, down payment, all that stuff is saving you tens of thousands of dollars. Okay. Depending on the price point, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. The other thing about this is that there is not an income limit. That is fantastic. So a lot of programs can be income based, all those different things like different grant programs and stuff. This program has no income limits. Okay. You have to be a first time home buyer, but really just not currently a homeowner. So it's not that necessarily you have to have bought your house, this being your first time buying a house is really, it has to be that you're not currently a home owner. Okay. And that includes even if you have a property that was willed to you, an inheritance, your name cannot be on a deed, essentially. So if you're not currently a home buyer, and not necessarily a first time home buyer, you can still qualify for this program. Another thing that's great is that, that you can get a residential home. You can use this program for a residential home, a rehab home, okay, or no, just or a multi-family unit. So if you're interested in becoming a a landlord or having an income property, an investment property, this program could also be for you. And the thing about it is, of course, you do have to live in a property. You can either get the multifamily, you can either get the a rehab or just a single family residential. As long as you are living in the property, you can go through with the process of this program. Okay. So what do I mean by no fees? No fees meaning, I've talked about this before in onboarding and things of that nature. You can have, these, a broker fee, conveyancing fee, what a realtor may, charge you. But, and however, that will have to be waived if you're doing this program, which is fine. It's all good. The goal is to get you in your house, also the character based lend up. What other fees? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So on top of fees, no closing costs and stuff. On top of that, credit. It's character based lending. So that means that it is based on essentially how you're managing your money. Okay. If you're managing your money, relatively well, they get into your business because they're character based lending and they're education based as well. And I'm going to talk more about that in a moment, but they are wanting to make sure that you're going to pay your bills. They're going to want to make sure that you don't go house poor. So they have you do a budget, and you have to put, down to, your food, your entertainment, your gym membership. They have you do a budget. One of the intake things they have you do is to write out a budget to understand your affordability and your habits. And they do counsel you because you do get a home buying counselor as well. Okay. The wonderful thing is the below market interest rate. Below market. So FHA is typically will go with whatever the national interest rate is for the home buying market. Okay. Recently, interest rate have went up, are starting to go back up. So we're probably at 3.125% at this point. So that's what FHA is going to give you. But NACA typically goes below that. So you can still be in that 2 point something range. And because you're not paying down payment and closing costs and fees and all that stuff, you can actually buy down your mortgage rate, right? So that means pretty much you put some, $3,000 or $5,000, towards your mortgage, and you can buy down your interest rate, which, instead of paying a fantastic 2%, you can get down to 1 point something percent or no percent. Okay. So, or 0%, should I say, which is fantastic and unheard of. So again, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous program for things like that. Now, of course, the money that you will need if you use this program is just your typical your typical cost of buying a home, like your earnest money deposit. I've talked about this plenty of times on Tuesday Tips at 2, where you need that 1 to 2% of the purchase price of your home. If you know that you'll potentially, may get a $350,000 home, or yeah, 350, because that'll put you at 3,500 for earnest money deposit. So, I would advise you to, save $5,000, for that kind of price point. So, you definitely want to make sure, it's tax season. This is a great time, I always say, to buy a home. So you definitely want to make sure you have savings. You don't want to go and try to do this program with no savings, because it's going to slow down your process. NACA is a process. They may say you can do it in 30 to 45 days. That is not typical. The real time frame is about 3 to 6 months. Now, if you're all in good shape, have your stuff together, then you can be on the kind of the sooner end of that time frame. You have savings, you're paying your stuff, you're doing, you have the paperwork that you need and all that good stuff. You could probably be on the faster track, but sometimes you have to wait to get on the home buying workshop, even with it being virtual. Sometimes you have to wait to do the home buyer workshop to have this event thing that you can also do. You have to wait to, get on a call with your home counselor. So, that process in and of itself. And if you're kind of dragging your feet, it's going to take a bit longer. Okay. Some of the other fees that they charge you is not, they have like a membership fee, $25. And they also have a fee when you're going through the process of $38. That's just to pull your credit, just to get a snapshot, see where you are. Okay, so that's kind of the overview of the NACA home buying program. Listen, I'll probably do a part 2 of this next week to give you a little bit more information, but that is the start. I do want to say that there is a 10-step process to the NACA program. Number 1, the first thing you have to do if you're interested is do their home buying workshop. Okay. Number 2, you have your housing counseling and home ownership preparation session. Number 3, you have your mortgage options and NACA mortgage. Number 4, you have your home search, of course. Number 5, the purchase and sell. Number 6, the property condition. NACA is even more strict than a VA or FHA loan. Okay, a VA is probably the strictest. That's a federally funded mortgage program for veterans. FHA is number 2, but NACA can be sometimes even more strict. So, and I'll go into that next time when I talk about the pros and cons of NACA. So you have your step number 7, your NACA credit access and bank application. Number 8, you have your mortgage processing and underwriting. Step 9, you have mortgage closing. And then step 10, you have your post-purchase program membership assistance program. Okay. $25. All right. That is all. Next week, I'm going to go through, the pros and cons of NACA, go into a bit more detail in regards to the program so you can have, a even better understanding and in more detail. But if you're interested in this program and buying a home, and anything regarding real estate, you can certainly reach me at here where you can book a consultation. Book djmrealtyco.com. Again, that is book.djmrealtyco.com, and we can get you on the path to home ownership. I hope that was helpful to you. Again, NACA is a fantastic fantastic program. We'll talk more about it next week. We'll go into a part 2. And then I'll continue kind of this series of talking about different home buying programs, because I see there have been a couple that have rolled out that are new. So I want to keep you guys informed and make sure you have access to things that can help you towards buying your home. Okay? Thank you guys so much. Remember, there is no place like home, no place like home buying. And until next time, talk to you soon. Bye.